Good afternoon. Welcome back to my gaming channel, Nick Can't Game, or Can He? Today we have another episode in our Pro Wrestling Sim series for the WCW Revival. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bells below here on YouTube. It looks like our last episode for this got a lot more views than expected. I'm very happy with that, and I thank you all for your support, and your love means the absolute world to me. So let's flip over to the game and get started. So here we are. We are at the end of the in-game month of June with our latest episode of WCW Monday Nitro queued up and ready to go. We are all booked out for the episode, and it's time to get the show started. Our opening video package to start the show gets popularity increases for everybody involved and a 100% segment score. Next, we have the general manager of WCW, Bill Goldberg, arriving at the arena, and he gets an 86% segment rating. And our latest signing in the women's division, who we stole away from WWE, Liv Morgan, arrives to the arena in a limousine. And she pulls up, the driver lets her out, and she starts walking into the arena. Okay, next we go to our first match for the episode. That is CJ Perry against Rosemary in a match to see if CJ earns her spot for the television title at the upcoming Bash of the Beach PLE. She does pick up the win with a 61% overall score for the match and a 1.5 star match quality. Her momentum really helped, and we cut to the back, and Liv Morgan has a microphone in her hand, introducing herself to the crowd, letting the crowd know she's not here to play nice, she's here to play loud and make everyone hate how good she is. And Britt Baker interrupts her and says, if you want attention, maybe you should earn it, instead of just coming in here and trying to demand it. And the segment between them overall gets a 90% approval rating. Liv walks out to the ring where she has her first match against Tennille Dashwood. They put in big efforts, both of them. The crowd really enjoyed the fact that it was a chaotic type of match. Liv picked up the victory and got a really good amount of popularity increase. It was a 3-star match overall and a 76% total score for the match. After the match, Britt steps back out onto the ramp with a microphone on her hand, and she starts you know, letting Liv know that taking over the WCW women's division isn't going to be that easy. And this gets an 81% overall segment score. We go backstage where Nikki Garcia is interviewing Kairi Sane, who debuted on the previous week's Thunder. Nikki asks Kairi, what does WCW mean to you? Kairi says it means honor, heart, and it means that she's ready to shine. And she's interrupted by Brandy Lauren of the new heel stable known as the Divine Desires, who says, you think you're cute? Let's see if you're tough. And this gets an overall segment score of 85%. We go to the ring where Kairi has her first actual match in WCW. It's an 8-minute match against Vipress. Kairi picks up the win with the Insane Elbow, and it gets a 2.5-star match rating and a 67% overall. We cut to commercial, and it's an advertisement for the upcoming PLE Bash at the Beach, which is just a couple weeks away. And a video package featuring some of the stars we can expect to see on that, and that gets a 100% segment rating. Next we go to the ring, where Alex Kane is scheduled to have another match, this time against Eric Young. He's got a bit of momentum behind him, and the agent handling the match did a lot of work helping the performances. The crowd enjoyed the entrances, and the match only got a 1.5-star match rating for a 55% overall score. After the match, Moose comes on the arena screen, Titantron, however you want to call it, and he says, next week I'm going to break you. So there's going to be a match between them next week, and that segment gets a 92% score. And we move on. Backstage, an interview with Nikki Garcia interviewing Ronda, Rousey, Jessamyn Duke, and Saraya, talking about their enemies in the Poly Queen stable. And they say, basically, we're not backing down. And as the interview ends, the camera pans over and we see Eva Marie, the leader of the Poly Queens, standing there with a smirk on her face. Next we go to a big video package, weekly video package, highlighting the stars of the show. And that gets a 100% segment score. Next, Bobby Tyler has her first match in WCW. The crowd wasn't really into it, but it was a 1.5-star match. Final score 49%. So the two wrestlers were pretty decent, but the crowd just wasn't there for it. And after the match, a member of the Divine Desires stable, Sari, steps into the ring and attacks Bobby Tyler from behind and starts to beat her down when Rosemary hops in from the crowd and makes the save and chases her away. And that segment gets a 67% segment score. Next, we have a contract signing for the Bash at the Beach World Title match between World Champion Joe Hendry and challenger Nick Nemeth. And they come to the ring. They cut a promo on each other before signing the contract. And at the end of it, Hendry says, if you want the spotlight, I'll give you the brightest stage there is. And Nemeth says, just make sure you're not blinded by the lights. And then he jumps Joe Hendry and they start to fight. And it turns into a full-on brawl. And several members of the referee staff, along with General Manager Goldberg, have to come out and pull them apart and separate them. And the segment ends, we go to commercial with the two of them still shouting at each other even as they're being separated and sent to the back. That gets a 89% segment score. Next we have an advertisement for the Amazon Prime streaming service, which all the WCW shows are airing on. And that gets an 88% segment score for the advertisement. Next we go to the main event, which is a match between Ronda Rousey and Jessamyn Duke against Leah Vandale and Maki Ito of the Holly Queens. And it's a really big match. It's a 3.5-star match. The crowd was really into it. A 94% crowd reaction for a final score of 88%. Ronda picked up the win with the armbar, and that again was our main event, 88%. And it devolves into a brawl after the match, and the rest of the Holly Queen stable comes in and starts a big old brawl between the four of them, and Ronda, Saraya, and Jessamyn. And it looks like from what happens in the post-match brawl, Saraya ends up having to be carted out on a stretcher. It looks like she might not be able to make it to the next PLE. She might be out for quite a few weeks. And now we see the reason for the earlier smirk on Eva Marie's face, as they managed to remove one of Ronda's allies from the board. And that gets a 99% segment score. And that closes the show. We got our best weekly show rating yet, an 87%, and gaining popularity across the world. Nice, very nice. We have a new wrestler joining our roster who just ended their contract with another company, and that is Hangman Adam Page. He's working for us now. He will debut on the next episode of Nitro. We'll be saving that for our number one show, which is Nitro. So we've got him with us now, and he's going to be a big part of the storylines going forward. So we go and we check our mail, and yes, there it is. Adam Page has officially left AEW. He's with us now. Someone's made a contract offer on a women's wrestler that we were looking at a few weeks back, a few episodes back. I will take a look and see if we want to try to hire her. In the meantime, we sold 13,535 tickets. That is our most for a Nitro yet. We're doing really good on ticket sales. That gets us, after our gate share clause, that gets us $788,762 in ticket sales. And we get our weekly, we're growing in viewers on Amazon Prime, and we get our weekly $388,000 in income. And let's see, we are in a new month. Let's see how our merchandise is doing. It looks like, it looks like our people are making money off the merch. So that's going well. Finances are growing steadily. We are currently at $76 million in budget overall, so that's good. And let's go to our, let's see. What does this... What kind of wrestler is she? 85 wrestling skill, 81 psychology, decent in entertainment, a very safe worker. Not too high in star power, but it just might be worth trying to hire her. And she's worked well with Kairi Sane in the past. Okay, let's see if we can get her. Kairi could use a someone she's worked well with in the past as a good opponent. Go. Begin negotiations. I'm not sure why it keeps doing this to me. Let's say what the heck? Okay, let me pause and see if I can get this working when it's not recording video. Okay, that was a gigantic pain, and I wound up having to make a bug report to the developer of the game. And we'll see if that gets fixed in the future version. In the meantime, I was able to successfully make an offer to her. We will see whether or not she accepts that offer. So we are 2 days away from our next show. And let's go forth. And let's see what's in our mail today. Okay. So one of WWE's NXT stars, a kid known as Axiom over there, has signed with renewed their contract with them. I didn't really try to go after them. Is there anybody else we want to make a bid on? Or are there any interesting news reports? No. Okay. So we got go on to our next day, which is Thunder. Okay. Mariah May, who we made a contract offer on a couple episodes ago, has officially joined us today. She will make her debut on the next episode of Nitro, along with Hangman Adam Page. We have Grayson Waller, who wants a push to get a big push sometime before the beginning of October. I can do that. You've been good for me so far. We'll do that. And Mayu decided to go with us over AEW. That's good. So we'll finalize that contract. She will be available. She is available immediately. That's another person we'll have to start on the next episode. Who is this? They are trying to make a renewal for. I have never heard of him before. Okay. NXT can continue to build him. Okay. A little bit of news. Japanese wrestler is starting to show real improvement. Small things are starting to click, and one of the agents says you can see the light bulb going on. Yeah, so we have another about a wrestler who is doing a bit too much work and starting to get himself injured. He is working with Ohio Valley Wrestling, but the health isn't all that great, and his stats aren't. No, we won't make an offer to him. Okay. So here we are at WCW Thunder. And we are booked out for the episode. Coming from an arena in Kansas. And we are ready to start the show. Okay. Opening segment, video package with several of our superstars. Gets a 100% segment rating. Then we go backstage. Nikki Garcia is talking to Bill Goldberg And he's talking about the upcoming PLE, Bash at the Beach. And he says there are only 16 days left, and it's time for everyone to step up and pack some heat. And that is an 80% segment score. Next we have Liv arriving at the arena, and that gets a 100% segment score. Next is our regular video segment, where we feature a lot of the wrestlers who are the highlights of our promotion, and that gets another 100% segment score. Next we have a cruiserweight match, TJP against Ace Austin. They put in really good efforts. Their styles impressed the crowd, and the crowd really loved the chaos in the match. And 65% crowd reaction, but a 3.5 star match for a 70% overall match score. Afterwards, Malachi Black, the current Cruiserweight Champion, appears on the Titantron and says a few threatening words towards TJP. And as you may remember, as TJP was advancing in the tournament, he would get attacked after every match by Malachi Black. And so they've got this rivalry going, and they will be having a match for the Cruiserweight title at the upcoming Bash of the Beach. Next we go out to the ring, where Liv Morgan has a microphone in hand. She's cutting a promo. She's talking about how, Bobby Tyler is this girl next door type, but Liv is chaos in lip gloss, and after tonight, Bobby Tyler is going to be nothing more than a footnote. And Bobby comes out to the ring, and she has a microphone of her own, and she lets Liv know that she'd rather be a footnote than a fraud, and that gets an 86% overall segment score. Next we go to Kairi Sane having a match against Isla Dawn of the Divine Desires. The crowd was really, really into this match. And it got a 2.5 star rating for an 82% overall match score. Kairi wins with her insane elbow drop. And we go after the match. Isla's stablemate, Brandy Lauren, hops in the ring and starts beating on Kairi and leaves her in the ring after the beatdown. And that gets a 77% segment score. We go next to a commercial for the PLE. And our commercial advertising break gets a 100% score. And in the back, no longer down with the flu, we have Mandy Sachs and Daria Berenato, the Beautiful Disasters, being interviewed by Nikki Garcia, talking about their title rematch against they're being interviewed by Shane McMahon. Oops, my bad. And they're talking about their upcoming title rematch with Team Extreme Beatings, the new champions, Ash by Elegance and Masha Slamovich. And this gets an 85%. Next we have Shelton Benjamin in a match against AJ Francis, and Shelton picks up a distraction win when Cain Velasquez, also of the Dead Man's Hand stable, pops up at ringside and distracts AJ when AJ is about to make his big push to win the match, uh, causing AJ to be distracted and turn around and get hit by Shelton's finishing move. 2-star match overall, 67% match quality. After the match, Malachi Black defends his Cruiserweight Championship in a 3-star match against Kerry Morton. And the crowd was really into it. 76% score. After the match, when Malachi Black is making his way back up the ramp towards the backstage area, TJP pops out of the back and really starts giving Malachi a return beating for all the beatings that Malachi gave him during the Cruiserweight tournament. And leaving him on the ramp, hitting him with his finishing move, the detonation kick. The commentary says, TJP strikes first tonight, and at Bash at the Beach, they're going to finish this. We go backstage, where CJ Perry is cutting a promo on Simon Miller about her upcoming television title match. And she says, Simon wears the title like it's a badge. I will wear the title like it's a crown. And that gets an 88% segment score. Next we have the Brandy Lauren and Sari, the Divine Desires, taking on Bobby Tyler and Rosemary. And the crowd was pretty into the match. It was a 2.5-star match. Brandy picked up the win over Bobby Tyler when Liv Morgan hopped the rail and distracted Bobby. Right as she was about to hit her finishing move. We see that Brandy and Sari have great chemistry as a tag team, which is part of why they're in this stable together. And that match gets a 68% score. Next we go to commercial break before the main event, and an advertisement for Amazon Prime, their streaming service, and people gaining in popularity, and 84% segment score for the advertisement. Okay. Next up is our main event. CJ Perry going up against Viperous. CJ is on a wave of momentum, and she got a boost of performance because of her gimmick. The agenting really helped. The crowd enjoyed the special entrance, but the match quality wasn't quite there, and it wound up as a 57% overall match score. And with that, we close out the show, and we had an 85% show rating, which is very good. Very, very good. And we gained in popularity across the world. So we end the show and go on to Friday. And let's see if there's anything interesting in the news. I don't know the names of these people who are being offered contracts with other companies, so I guess we won't try to hire them. Okay, what's this? Okay, I don't know who these... Okay, these are with a different a company called Pro Wrestling Wave, and they're trying to push each other to be better. At some point, we may try to hire one of them, depending on what they look like later on. And let's check our mail. Okay. Yeah, it's just basically about Mayu Iwatani joining us. And let's see. We sold 13,600 tickets. Got 822,000 in ticket sales. That's our highest yet. And that is even after the gate share clause of 131,000. And we made 363,000 on Amazon Prime. And we've got a couple more people who will be joining us as their contracts with other companies expire. One of them on the Saturday and the other on the Sunday. So let's go forward on that. And we officially have Samoa Joe, who is one of the more well-known names in professional wrestling, who has had a very long career, and he's with us now. He's got a lot of star power. He'll really boost our shows. And one more day. Okay. And over in WWE, CM Punk and Sami Zayn win the World Tag Team titles. And over here in WCW, Henri L. Howard, known in the business as Lash Legend, leaves WWE NXT developmental program and joins us. And that, I believe, is where I'm going to end. Let's see if there's anybody we want to try to hire. Interesting. Over in the WWE, John Cena won the men's Money in the Bank. And LA Knight won the WWE Championship. Good for both of them. I don't know who these two are, but they won the NXT Tag Team Championship. I really don't know who these two are because I don't get, I don't have cable anymore, so I can't watch the NXT on CW. Okay, yeah. The fact that I don't have cable anymore is keeping me from knowing who these people are. Okay. And nobody else that we want to hire. So, with that, I will close out the episode. I thank you again for spending this time with me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you are surrounded by your family, friends, and loved ones, and that you find much joy in them. Thank you for the kindness, support, and love you've shown me over the years. You mean the absolute world to me. I love you all. Take my love with you everywhere you go. Remember to be good to each other. It's the highest calling in all the world. Show each other kindness, compassion, mercy, and love. And I'll see you again very, very soon.